It's 31 minutes after 8 o'clock here on 97.1 Wadsworth Community Radio. And on the phone with us this morning, talking about the 30th Annual Clapper Awards, is Joanna Perino. Good morning.
Good morning, Tom and Joe.
How you doing?
Good, doing good today.
Good. Well, we've got a couple of different directions to go here this morning. Number one, we'll talk about some of the voting and all that, but let's go back to the history of the Clapper Awards. 30 years this year, correct?
Right. It started in 1991, and that was 1 year before I came to WCTV. So I've done 29 of these awards.
Wow.
Yes. So in 1991, there were 10 categories, and they presented about 30 awards because we give three awards in each category: a clapper, a runner-up, and an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
There were about 25 people at the ceremony, which was held at the old Wadsworth Public Library before they did the renovation, so one of their small meeting rooms. And so 1991, John Madding was here at that time, and Becky Ramnitz. I don't know if anyone remembers her, but she was here for about a year at WCTV, and so they started the Clapper Awards. And then I came in 1992, and I've done them ever since.
Now, WCTV itself started in 85?
1983.
83, okay. All right.
And
okay.
as you know, but maybe some of your listeners don't know, that we are a department of the City of Wadsworth.
Mm-hmm.
So we're city employees, and so, yes, we started in 1993, but at that time, the studio was owned by Warner Amex Cable.
Okay.
Back then, that's what Spectrum was called back then. Time Warner, and now Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So it was controlled by Time Warner, and then in I think 1989 or 90, the city took over the studio, and we've been a department of the city ever since.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. So 30 years here, and of course. What a 30th year to have when you can't have the big celebration, and everybody getting together or whatever. But the Clapper Awards will take place this year, but it'll all be virtual, correct?
Correct. Yes. Really, everything will be the same. The nominations, the voting. The only thing is we will not be in person. So we will hold the awards. The winners will be announced on November 19th, and we'll do a watch party. So it'll be live on Watch WCTV, on the WCTV channel, and then it'll also be on Facebook Live. So all of our producers and volunteers and any community members that want to tune in will be able to watch all at once the unveiling of the winners.
Okay, so from your, I understand that's what our end will look like. Just getting on and the watch party. What will your end look like? Will you be doing it there? Obviously, social distancing and all that. Will you be doing that there at the WCTV studios, or how will you be giving the awards out?
Well, we will just present the win. We will just announce the winners on the watch party, and then we'll make arrangements for people to come and pick up their awards after the fact.
Okay. Yeah, a couple people had asked. I said, "Well, I'm just assuming that," and I said, "Well, ask Joanna on Monday." And I said that you're not going to have people, maybe. Because, again, you don't know who won ahead of time. I mean, and you can't have all those people sitting out in the parking lot and then, oh, wait a minute, I get to go in. No, I understand that. But you guys will have the show there where you'll be reading the awards or whatever there at WCTV.
Correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
On November 19th.
Right. You're breaking up, Joe. Go one more time.
I want to know why the Clapper Awards started. What was the reasoning behind it?
Well, as you may know, all of our programs are produced by volunteers, so only our staff is paid. So the nearly 2,000 programs that are shown on WCTV every year, about 90% of them are produced by community volunteers that are not paid. So we wanted to come up with a way to recognize those efforts for those people that put so much time into creating good programming for our viewers. And that's why the Clapper Awards were created, to recognize the best producers over the year.
Joanna, when does the voting start, and when does the award show take place?
The voting started on October 5th, and it goes through the 19th of October. And they can go to our Facebook page. It's pinned to the top. There's a link right to the official ballot, and then they can go to our website under it's wctv.wadsworthcity.com. And if they click on the Clapper Awards icon, then the first line there is a link to the official ballot.
Joanna, is this just for certain people to vote, or is this the Mayor Daley of Chicago method of vote early and vote often?
Actually, anyone in the world can vote, because our programming is available anywhere in the world via watchwctv.com. So we have people that watch like our polka show that are in Europe, so we have viewers from all over the world, believe it or not. And so, anybody can vote. Our producers are welcome to share the voting and the ballot with friends, family, professional contacts, church people, whoever they'd like to share it with. So anyone can vote. And we usually get a couple thousand ballots back.
Okay, that was my very next question. How many people normally end up vote? Okay.
Yes, we usually get a few thousand ballots back, so we get a good response. And so then, how the process works is I put out a call for nominations, usually the end of August, beginning of September. And then anyone can nominate any of their shows. Even the producers can nominate, or people that watch the shows, they can nominate their favorites. And then I close the ballots or close the nominations usually mid-September, and then I prepare the ballot. And really, what that involves is going through about every show that we've done over the past year. And I think this year, out of the nearly 1,800 that we produced here, about 1,400 were actually eligible. So, and a lot of those are series programs. So I go through all of those programs and categorize them, put them in the ballot on the particular categories, and then I compile the ballot, and then that's what's posted for voting.
Oh, okay. Well, wow, that's quite
a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows, and
yes.
Again now. And I know that, of course, I know the work that goes into when you actually do the production, the in-person production that night, because again, it's literally like an Oscar show where you'll introduce the. You'll read the everyone that was up for the award or whatever, and then normally the actual clapper. There's a second and a third place, but the actual clapper winner, you normally put together like a little video of their some of their award-winning either production or productions of what they received the award for. Now, will that take place virtually? Were you able to do that this time as well, or?
Yeah, actually what we're going to do is we're going to pre-produce the awards.
Okay.
So that we will be able to do it really exactly the same. So the people that have been there before, it'll look exactly the same, except we won't have people there accepting the award, walking up and grabbing their award. So just to give you an idea, last year we had, I said in 1991 we had 10 categories, gave away about 30 awards. Last year and this year will be just about the same. We have 16 categories, plus we give away milestone awards for producers that have produced 100, 200, 300 productions. And we have several people that have actually reached a 1,000 production milestone, and those are Gene and Joe from Polka Time Again, Gene Kovac, Joe Gabrozik, Roger Polk, David Kenny, and Mr. Joe Gaines, who a lot of your listeners probably had as a speech and debate
speaker. Right.
So they've all achieved 1,000 programs. So we give milestone awards. Then we also do diamond, platinum, and gold disc awards for the most views on watchwctv.com. So that's our online viewing site on demand. So the programs that receive the most views get an award for that. And then we also give away Outstanding Achievement Director's Chairs with their names embroidered on the back. And then we have given away a few special Outstanding Service Awards, and those are WCTV winter coats that are embroidered with our logo. And Tom, you were a lucky recipient.
I did, yes.
Of one of those.
Yeah, Bob Parmalee and I, we were twins one. Yes, I wear mine all. Yeah, I do have that. That's all. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
That's right. Bob Parmalee and Phil Dell and Charlie Ackerman were the recipients of those. That's the only 4 we've ever given away.
Wow.
We've given away many director's chairs. And then the most coveted award is the Host with the Most Award. And that's usually our last award, and people are super excited. That's an award that the staff actually picks, and just who we feel comes into the studio and works on their productions is prepared, professional, and does a great presentation, and we pick a host with the most. Last year it was Catherine Miracle, and she does a great job. A couple you may recognize from the past, of course, Gene and Joe from Polka Time, Caesar Carino, Bruce Lorenz, Roger Polk, Tim Perry. So there's a whole list of great talent, and that host with the most award.
Roger was listening this morning. He sent me an email. He said, "Hey, don't ask Joanna too many tough questions this morning."
He's always looking out for me.
Oh, I know. He's always watching out for you. He told us to quit complaining about the snow this morning that's on its way, and to not ask you any tough questions. So,
oh, that's funny. So, and one thing I wanted to say about the voting. So the voting ends October 19th. Like I said, anyone can vote online. If people don't have internet and they can't vote online, they can always call us, and we'll process a ballot, 330-336-7919. And then that's our popularity vote, and that is half of the total score. Then I send the nominees to a panel of media professionals. They're not from Wadsworth, so they have no relationship to any of the producers, and then they judge it on quality. And then we combine those 2 scores, and that's how I come up with the winners.
Okay, all right. So it is a combined. I mean, the people do have. I mean, obviously your vote does count, and then
but the person that gets the most votes is not always the winner.
Right. It's, so because again, you want it to be a quality award. In other words, not necessarily that takes the popularity contest portion out of it, so to speak.
Correct, and it takes out the person that maybe is just sitting there hitting.
Right. Yeah.
Hitting vote send.
Clearing their browser and then doing it again. Yeah. Typically, I know some of those they do. They'll say, "Hey, you've already voted," but there are ways, unfortunately, around that. I think, and so vote early, vote often does happen, but again, that does take that out of there. So.
But we love it. We love the excitement that it creates on social media. People sharing it and talking about it, and it's just. I love when somebody comes in to do a show, and when it's over, they say, "Do you think it's Clapper worthy?" And I love it because that's in the back of their mind what they're trying to achieve when they produce a show. So,
well, Joanna, 37 plus years ago, when WCTV started, that really had to be cutting edge for public television. In big cities, let alone cities like Wadsworth. That really had to be a forefront of public access television to citizens in Wadsworth.
Definitely, and we have always been leaders in really the volume of programming that we do for the size of city that we have. I mean, I served on the board for the Alliance for Community Media for many years, and worked with, employees of access centers like us from really a 4-state region: Ohio, Michigan, Kentucky, Indiana. But at some point, we'd meet with the entire United States. And cities that have way more people, like Columbus, Cincinnati, big cities like that, didn't do a fraction of the programming that we do here. And that is, that is kudos to our community for supporting us and for engaging with us and, being willing to come to us with an idea, and we can show them how to create a television program very easily. We offer all the free training, all the free resources, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Well, and again, here, that does go back just, jumping, a little higher up on the umbrella. I mean, and, obviously we have a radio station, and again, with television and airport, I mean, all of our own utilities, and again, with cable, internet, and CityLink, obviously, that makes the WCTV easier, or you have your own control over all of that. And again, so I think, just all of those things together really make it a great thing here for the city. And, some of the cool things about that is a lot of people will be thinking, whether they're doing a program or, they want to put something up on the video vendor channel or something like that. Anyone that's watching WCTV, as well as, blow our own horn, anyone that's listening to Wadsworth Community Radio isn't just flipping through the dial and stopping. I mean, it is anybody that's listening there is interested in what they're watching and what they're viewing and what they're participating in, and you just don't get that in a lot of general markets.
No, not at all. Wadsworth is very rare, and we are very blessed that we have a city that supports this and a community that supports it and finds value in it. So, we're thankful this year we were able to bring so far all the Wadsworth High School football games live to the viewers,
Yep.
which was great. We've had such a great response to that. We're working on doing that with basketball. So hopefully we'll be able to provide that, and the OHSAA will give us permission to provide the games live for that as well. And, all the public meetings, it's just a great service, and we're so happy that the viewers like it, and they tell us that they like it. Well, that's always good.
And not to take away from the Clapper Awards, but this being the 30th anniversary. But I'd be remiss too if I didn't take or you and I and Joe didn't take a chance here to say congratulations to John Madding. Of course, John retired. And a lot of all the kudos and everything and the wonderful things that's happened, along with you and other team members there, John had a lot to do with. And so I don't want to slip out of the interview here without saying congratulations to John and everything that, of course, that he brought to WCTV as well.
Absolutely. And John was actually an employee of Time Warner, or Warner Amex back then, when the studio started. So he actually worked for Time Warner and then was hired by the city when the city took over the studio. So he has been here from the beginning practically, and he just, as everybody knows that has worked with him, is a wealth of knowledge. And yes, he retired August 31st, and I talked to him this week, and he is enjoying his retirement and watching his grandkids, and so that's well deserved. So we will miss him, and but hopefully he'll be tuning in for the Clapper Awards on November 19th.
Oh, well, very good. Well, very good. All right.
Joanna, what's the longest running show on WCTV?
The longest running show is Polka Time Again, and that was started in February of 1994. So we're past 26 years. And actually, we found out a couple years ago that is actually the longest-running public access series in the United States, if not the world.
Wow, is that right? I mean, I knew it'd been on a long time, and wow.
So through the Alliance for Community Media, which is an organization that we belong to of public access, or PEG Access, which stands for Public Educational and Government. So we're a PEG Access Center. We have 3 channels, one for the public, one for the government, one for the educational system. So through that organization, we were able to find out that Polka Time actually is the longest running series in the United States.
Wow.
Yes. And they're at about.
Joanna, I know that that show has changed. You have a new host on there this year. How's the show working out now?
It's moving along. Gene Kovac and Joe Gabrozik started the show. Mm-hmm. Actually, I take that back. Gene Kovac and Frank Spedich, who's a very well-known band leader from Barberton.
Yes.
Accordion instructor. Gene Kovac and Joe Gabrozik were taking lessons from him. So Gene and Frankie started the show. He did one show, Frank Spedich, and after that, Joe Gabrozik took over, and they had done it 25 years until, unfortunately, Joe passed away last year in September 2019. Mm-hmm. He passed away, and waiting in the wings was Gene Kovac's son, Mike, who we all know is the Medina County Auditor. Mm-hmm. So he has taken over as co-host, and so the long-running Polka Time continues. So they're doing a great job.
Well, Mike usually, Mike.
One more time about who can vote and how you can vote and when the award show is.
So anyone can vote. If they go to our website, which is wctv.wadsworthcity.com, click on the Clapper Awards and link, and then that will take you to the Clapper Awards page. The first line there says, click here for the official ballot. And it's a Survey Monkey, so you can just click through, pick your favorites, and submit it. They can also go to our Facebook page, which is pinned to the top, the link to the ballot. They can vote there, or like I said, if they don't have internet, they can give us a call at 330-336-7919, and we'll be glad to process a ballot for them. The voting ends October 19th, and then we'll compile all the scores, and we will present the awards presentation on November 19th at 7 p.m., and again, that'll be live on WCTV. It'll be live on Watch WCTV and Facebook Live.
All right. Well, Joanna, thanks again for joining us this morning, and we really do appreciate it. We'll be tuning in. So I guess the only one that sort of got the night off that night was me.
That's right. You don't have to take pictures.
Oh,
you can take pictures of the TV screen.
There you go. And let me rephrase that. I don't get to take pictures. Big difference. I always enjoy being there. That is just so much fun, and I always appreciate being part of that as well. So so we
appreciate you because your pictures are phenomenal. So
hopefully next year we might maybe everybody we can do it like a combined like an in-person 30th year, 31st year or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if everybody can get back out, there's going to be a lot of big blowout celebrations next year.
I think so too, or maybe we'll have to move it to the summer so we can do it outside.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, Joanna, thanks again for joining us, and again, everybody there at WCTV, congratulations on 30 years there, and again, one more time, congratulations to John Manning on his retirement. So, all right, very good. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Tom and Tina on Wadsworth Community Radio.